So if you knew all the other bull I've gotten myself involved in at a younger age, I'm at this point now where I don't do all that bull and I'm making progress financially, or I have made progress financially. I have made progress in my mental health. Have made progress in not being destructive. I've gotten to this place that is a place of boredom and contentment. So I'm bored because I'm not moving forward really necessarily because I'm content. But if I'm making this video right now, pumping some weights, which is not really a lot at all, but it's enough to actually doing something, because I can get some reps in and spend my time doing this as opposed to my time doing nothing or sleeping or playing video games on my phone, then I'm actually not in the bad place that I'm trying to say that I am. But I still know that the place that I'm in is somewhat mediocre. And that's the problem. Because if I'm in a mediocre space, then the argument is I'm not doing anything bad. I'm not doing what I was doing before. And so because of that, then I'm doing something good. And that's the problem. That's the place that making this video at this moment is like another step in the right direction. Produce that forward energy flow. I may have just as many things in my house, my apartment now, that I did when I had a home with my former wife and my daughter. I may own just as many things now as I did then. And by comparison, I'm sure probably even more, because I am doing things that are inside of my house, inside of my head, inside of my space, that with my money, as opposed to back then when I made more money, I squandered it, and I squandered it on outside living. If you go out and you know you're not in a household where you can smoke weed, which I did at the time, you go out, you chase down this quarter bag, $35, $50 bag of weed, and you gotta drive to the other side of town and back and stay away from your home for a period of time, trying to occupy yourself. And when you're not in your house, you're spending money. When you're in your house, you're eating up your money. But you're, and how that differs is that I go out, I spend money on things that I bring to my house. I go out, I stay out, I spend money out while I'm trying to stay away from my house. And there is no quality in that form of living. And that's where I was. Now, I'm not there anymore like that. Even in my single life, I've turned away from a lot of stuff that I was doing in my single life that is my prerogative. But now in a place where I want to live more. Not that I wasn't living La Vida Loca as a single guy, because I absolutely had been. Rather because I want to live more in that I am aspiring to another place. Another place. And the place I'm aspiring to is in no way to detract or distract or defame the places that I've been in my mental health, in my states of mind, in my lifestyle, because in those different places, in those different states, I've met so many different people and learned so much from them who were equally as involved in the life, in the space that we were living, equally as involved in the mental health issues in the living space that we were in, and being financially or otherwise having more, and or having well, I guess it goes back to saying nicer things. Excuse me. So this is actually, I will take today, right now, this moment as being a first part to a podcast, and actually, though this is a video, and it's a solo conversation, it's a conversation with you, it's a conversation being made to the positive. And it is to say that if you see what's going on here right now, it's like, it's not all that. If you see what's not going on here, it's not all that. But it's definitely a person, a human being, a dude even, or a dude who was a dude who's always been standing next to the dude that is this dude right now, right? That's moving forward, that is taking to progress, that is telling himself in his own disambition, your ambition is good enough to give yourself credit to move, to own having moved forward and to continue to move forward. I just saw a few minutes of a videos by a young man called Mississippi Superman. I was born in Mississippi. I was conceived in Mississippi. I was born there. I'm not by much of anything I'm just from there. But nah, that's rude. I'm a Mississippian, but I'm equally as much a Louisiana boy, and at the same time I grew up in South Florida in my teens, my latter teens, and became a young man and moved into my manhood from there, and crazy wild adventures, and that deserve to be told in a comedic way, in spite of how my religious background it doesn't balance with it, and in spite of how nearly tragic some of my experiences were, and how definitely disheartening they can be and can be perceived as, but yet here we are, me, myself, and I, talking to you today, and having a voice and having things and not being homeless. I don't want to use that word. Not being in the gutter. Because home is, I forget who the singer is, like Luther or one of those guys. Home is where the heart is, or something. Home is a metaphor. It's not a tangible. A house is a tangible, and I live in an apartment. So I don't want to say that people are homeless, because those people out there in the streets, they are where their mental state has allowed them to be. I've seen people who are homeless on the streets who appear to be in love, and I'm punching a clock, cashing a paycheck, paying bills and doing day-to-day living and being alone. Now, mind you, and being lonely, excuse me. Now, mind you, I got over my loneliness when I got these two crazy cats of mine. There's Hammer, and there's Barry's the black cat that's somewhere roaming around here. Oh, there he is. You know, so I'm no longer lonely. I got my boys over here, and they are into constant mischief. So then, I have been able to have a sense of normalcy that is akin to the crazy cat lady. Only I'm a really cool dude who's standing next to the dude who is me, who would probably date a cat lady if she were fine. So, here we go. This is November 1st, year of our Lord 2022. Hebrew year 5785, and born from AMS. I'm good. This we're gonna work on, okay? The scripts we're gonna work on, because I need to believe that you all are part of the process that I'm going through. And even if we're only teleporting our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions, whatever it is that I'm putting out there, I hope that you're taking in, and I hope that it allows you to gravitate to believe in whatever place that you are in, that it is a good place to be. Not by comparison to others, but it's a good place for you to be, to found a solid ground to continue your journey and to progress from or within, or whatever those words are, right? To progress, to anchor yourself at this particular point, this day, this mindset, and move forward. Thank you, T-Pain. How is our mental health? Well, this is a statement of it. Have an imagination. I enjoy it, you know, and there is much more work to be done as an artist, as a creator, because no one even knows that I exist beyond the people who I have the pleasure of talking to on a daily basis in my workspaces. And that's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing, but I think that with reference to what is business and what is financial efficacy, hey, I would definitely like to have a handle on being able to affect more people who can be just as bored and just as happy and content with themselves as I am right now. If I were to take this contentment in the contents of my apartment and blend it in with another person who is equally who is this? Well, she'd have to be as sexy as I am content. Yeah, that part. Then this would be a good space and a good jump off for any human being. So I'm gonna get back here and do a couple more sets. I'm gonna see if I can get. Okay, so this is. Don't laugh at all. All right, so this is. Yeah. All right, so this is 70 pounds. I had $150. I went and bought something that resembled a weight bench from Academy Sports. Can't tell you the brand or whatever. And there's some weights down there. Wow. But it is a tool. It's not the industrial strength tool. It's like a Hyundai when the Hyundai first came out, right? This isn't the industrial weight bench we've ever had, but it's definitely not bad, right? So I'm going to knock out, see if I can get to 31 presses of these weights. I don't know how they're so dirty considering the fact that I don't use them. But let's do it. You know, let's get a little cardio going on here. Let's get a little movement. Yeah. Guess what? I don't think I actually can. Just had a car accident the other day. Yeah, we're not going to do that. That would not be a healthy thing. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to be lifting weights right now. I own it, but as you heard me say, I don't use it. And it sits right in front of my television. But who needs a television when you have NFL Plus on your phone, right? All right. I hate saying the cliches about, oh, I'm going to stop talking right now, whatever like that. But definitely, oh, I have I do have a blog space that is called Diplomat from Space. Diplomat, DIPLOMAT FROMSPACE.com. Diplomat from Space. And I am certain that it's a place that in its long haul, it's going to be good for me as the person. Good for me as a person. And that is a part of where I tell anyone else to do things for them that are good for them. And when I'm saying that, I'm not talking about if it doesn't hurt me or if it doesn't hurt anybody else, it's okay. I'm not talking about that condescending stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that have no moral hitches, no religious hitches, no... When you've done a lot of dumb stuff in your life, when you've done a lot of everything in your life, you've done a lot of extreme things in your life, you've done a lot of wasteful things in your life, you come to a point where I am now where you have to do things that embellish your life so that you don't become old, so that you don't become irrelevant. Okay? So, Diplomat for Space, that's me. The content to go there in the near future, to be seen. And for right now, I thank you for your time, for having, sat around with me and pretended or considered lifting these 70 pounds on this weight bench, which is not gonna happen. Yeah, I had a car wreck the other day, so I'm so sad. This is my way of fighting back, okay? You do the same. Continue to fight back, continue to be relevant, continue to be happy, and just do it. Do it within the space. You're doing the right thing.